Alexander Isak getting off the mark, I cannot stress enough how hugely significant this could be. I'm going to take you back. I'm going to take you back to what I think was 2010. Could have been 2009. It could have been 2011. I'm not a Liverpool fan. But my brother is. And we were living together at the time. I think we'd moved out of our parents' house, but we were living together. And Liverpool, they've been in a title race against Man United. And they went out and bought a young English player who come from Middlesbrough, had done very well at Aston Villa, and was kind of on that borderline. Now, I'm not comparing his talent to Alexander Isak. I'm not. But the pressure back in 2010 wasn't the same as it is now with social media, the mainstream media, and everything else surrounding it. And in his first game for Liverpool, Stuart Downing was amazing. And it just, the day the game stands out in my mind, listening to my big brother talk football, he had a great game. He had this shot, and he hit the crossbar. It was from a great run. Then a few more games went on, and things weren't just, they were almost coming off, and they were almost brilliant. And you could see as each game went on, I remember watching every match with my brother, and you could see my brother was, oh, you know what? The pressure's building, the pressure's mounting, the sort of the expectation, and 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks without scoring or not getting that assist or things not quite coming off, although the performances were there. And look, he had a couple of decent seasons at Liverpool, but the pressure got to him. And that's the Liverpool example that always stands out. And you watching as Liverpool fans can probably think of other players that you remember more so than me before, during, or after that period where they came in. You might even put Darwin Núñez into that category. Came in, played quite well to begin with, but wasn't scoring chances. And you slowly saw over time just his confidence wane. And when your confidence goes, your ability, no matter how good it is impacted in terms of taking that ability and turning it into an output, taking it into delivery, which is far more important than ability. It may only have been Southampton, and you'll get the naysayers, and you'll get people that hate Liverpool that will just turn around and go, it's Southampton, it means nothing, all the usual cliched bullshit. It doesn't mean nothing. It means something. He started in this game. I'll give you an example. If I look at my football club, Man United, I don't necessarily blame him, but I mean, he would have got the winner if De Ligt, and I love De Ligt at my club, but just stay out the way of the striker, let him tap in the winner with the last kick of the game, that we'd have been playing tonight, or in fact, we would have played last week when you lot were all doing your Champions League thing. But it would have got that monkey off his back. The elephant in the room would be gone, and it wouldn't weigh around their neck. And I think the modern day player now, and you can see rivals trying to do it to Wirtz, and it will be on their mind because all these players are on social media. All these players are reading what is being said. Every single one of them has an awareness to this. Some more than others, but they all have an awareness to it. And I think Isak getting that goal on his second start, it just relieves all that pressure. It makes the trolls go away. The Newcastle media's gone. You know as well as I do that all of those numpties who the whole summer tried to create this narrative of him being this evil, vindictive, almost criminal-like man, they've got drafts ready. They've got 007 tweets ready. It's gone now. It's finished. Isak can just focus on getting fully match fit. He can have that pressure taken away. He knows that he's not waiting for his first goal. And I think that, yes, of course, the win tonight is the most significant thing for Liverpool Football Club. Liverpool Football Club's progression is more important than any one player in a footballing sense. And that's key. Ekitike, not to forget him, but he's already scored goals, and a lot of goals. And it's a very well-worked team goal as well to win the football match. Well, I see some people in some of the group chats and online were talking about that being offside. I mean, it just wasn't. I don't know what people were watching. How they thought that goal was offside is beyond me. I mean, I wasn't even that good at physics, and I wasn't that good at graphics. And I bring those two things up because when you do graphics at school, you kind of learn how to draw sort of lines and perspective. And obviously you do physics, you understand those things as well. I mean, I was very basic at that stuff, but you could see just by the lines on the fucking grass that it was onside. But again, that's another conversation for another day. But I thought that was highly significant for Liverpool. Highly significant that he gets his goal and he gets over the line. I think as well there's some other performances out there that may go kind of under the radar. And we've spoken, as I've already said, about the quality tonight that everybody saw from... sorry, I'm just looking at one thing in front of me. That everybody saw from this man, Alexander Isak, of course, only getting that 45 minutes. But there were others as well. And I thought Chiesa was a player who... Look, I don't know if he's ever going to reach that level before his knee injury. What we saw from him in 2020 at the Euros, what he was doing in Serie A was amazing. He was a player that most football fans of most football clubs absolutely wanted to see, absolutely wanted to have at their football club. But he looked hungry tonight. What I like about watching him play is he hasn't given up. He's absolutely striving. I think, if you would get him into a dark room and ask him just to tell you, I don't know why it has to be dark. It could just be quiet and silent and private, but there we go. I bet he would tell you that he feels he probably deserves a bit more of a chance and he's waiting for a few starts in the Premier League. But I thought he individually tonight had a really good game. And I thought he equipped himself very, very well. I thought he performed very, very well. And that isn't just because, yes, he gets 2 assists in the game, which reads brilliantly, but it was more than just his assists. It was everything that went with it. I thought it was an overall very, very good performance indeed. I thought Leone, the new young centre-back, there were a few dicey moments early on because Southampton do what a lot of the Championship League 1, League 2 teams do in these competitions. They come out like a bull in a china shop. They're aggressive. They're all over you. They make it hard, but I felt he settled into the game really, really well, and he's an absolute unit. An absolute unit. I thought he did pretty well also. And someone else, again, the rating isn't going to look good on the screen because I think they take the company that does our overlays, they take that from a website. So it's not my rating that I give him. But the fact he only played 9 minutes, heavily involved, some excellent duels that he won possession back on a number of occasions, some great clearances. And I've just seen Kirkes in the last couple of games now just start to find his feet, just starting to get a little bit of confidence. I still think start him on the bench, bleed him into the team. I think this is something Slot has got to take from the playbook of Jurgen Klopp, who I think was the master at knowing how to blend people, not blend them. I'm looking for... What is the word I'm looking for? You're not blending them in. You're easing them in. I don't know why I'm thinking about blending. Or maybe I'll make a smoothie later. I don't know. Anyway, I digress massively. I think maybe he has to still do that. But when he came on, I thought he put in a real solid performance as well. The youngsters, look, young Rio, I thought had a decent game tonight. There's no doubt about it. But I was actually really focused tonight on Trey. I'm going to butcher his surname, so I'm not going to... I had it in my head. It's gone again now. Neone is his name, I think. And again, forget the stats that you can see on the screen. Just really comfortable on the ball. Really interesting young player. I'm very, as a football fan in general, very intrigued by what this young man could potentially become as well. So look, I think from... Yes, bed them in was what I was looking for. Not even ease them in, bed them in. That's why the B was in my mind. I just see a comment say bed. So yeah, look, from my point of view and perspective, I thought it was a very, very professional night from Liverpool. Of course, not at their absolute best, but look how many of their first team players weren't in the team tonight and not even on the bench. And I thought that was the brave option, is that they weren't... Ekatike was on the bench. Bradley was on the bench. That was kind of it. Kirkes, but I'm talking from an attacking sense. If Southampton had taken some of those early chances, it could have been very different. But I do think overall, as I say, the most significant thing tonight for Liverpool Football Club was Alexander Isak getting his first goal. As ever, want your thoughts, want your feelings, want your opinions in the comments section below. Let's get that done right now, please, people.